My first time playing Star Fox, I can't remember if it was on the Nintendo 64 or on the 3DS. I did play it briefly on the 3DS. I thought the graphics were really cool, and actually the 3D was really good on that thing. I can't remember if I ever beat it or how I got my hands on it. I know I probably did own it because I remember vividly the campaign and that whole gimmick around Star Fox being you can alter the routes and go to the different planets in your own way. So I remember that about Star Fox, and I remember it being a shooting game. I also remember it being really hard, and I just didn't like the game. I didn't want to continue playing it. I thought it was one of those weaker IPs from Nintendo, so every time that Star Fox came up in a direct or anything, which it rarely did, but when it did, I didn't really care. With this game, I kept hearing about the remake. My friends really like Star Fox, and then I hear about it from all over YouTube, and of course there was a demo, so I tried the demo. I was like, let me try it and give it another go. I got a few more days before Rhythm Heaven comes out, and maybe I could try this game, and if I like it, I like it. After playing the demo, I really liked it. It played really smoothly, and this was the biggest thing to me about Star Fox, was just how cinematic everything is. Even when you're looking at this footage that of me playing through the game right now, it's so cinematic. Everything is so beautiful and realistic, even the water, even all the characters, Fox, Falco, Peppy, Slippy, Wolf, just General Pepper, they all look like real creatures now, and it's weird, but it makes sense. It's so cinematic, and it's this remake where it feels like Nintendo's almost making a Marvel Disney universe. They have like this sort of style. The Zelda Ocarina of Time remake being super realistic, maybe they're taking their old Nintendo 64 games and making something like really realistic, or I don't know what they're doing over there. I saw someone else say too that Nintendo is weird again, and that is awesome. This is awesome. Star Fox on the Switch is awesome. It's something that shouldn't exist, but it exists. When you hear Star Fox fans talk about this game, they'll tell you, why are we here again? This is the first Star Fox game. It's the best Star Fox game, so of course they're remaking it for the bajillionth time. If you were never into Star Fox and this was your first Star Fox game like me, then this is awesome. But if you've been a Star Fox fan since day one, I would understand your frustration, because when you think about it, they remade Star Fox on the 3DS, and then I heard they also remade it on the Wii U, and that's what Star Fox Zero was. I didn't care about Star Fox Zero, so I thought it was a new game, but that was a remake too. I guess it's zero, like it's like ground zero, like the beginning, and no wonder why people were pissed with that. And I think it was a worse game too. I think people didn't like it. So it's weird hearing Star Fox fans talk about this game, because a lot of them will say, I love this game, but I shouldn't. They shouldn't for the wrong reasons. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think it's just more the idea of they got the same game again, but it's a great game and it looks really good, and more Star Fox is better than no Star Fox. To me, this was like another chance for me to get back into Star Fox, or I guess just even get into Star Fox. I kind of feel the same way with Splatoon Raiders. It's a weird feeling right now where Nintendo is kind of cooking with every single IP, even with Donkey Kong Bonanza. So it is kind of that weird feeling, almost like New Horizons too. Like as an Animal Crossing fan, I was happy to get New Horizons, but it's New Horizons. And if you're an Animal Crossing fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is kind of the same thing. Star Fox is that same thing. And I think at the price point that they're asking for, $50, I think digital, and then $60 for the physical, which again, they're doing that with Splatoon Raiders. Makes you think. It really makes you think. What is going on over there? Ocarina of Time might actually be the same thing. And it's not even about that. Star Fox is a game you can beat in 2 hours, which is such an annoying thing to hear sometimes. People will throw that in your face and be like, you're paying $60 for a 2-hour game. A lot of people just don't understand Star Fox. I didn't understand Star Fox, but here, sit down. I'll tell you about it. It's a game that needs to be replayed over and over. I mean, the multiple routes already tell you that, but what it doesn't tell you is that when you try to go for the true route, especially if this is your first Star Fox game, it's so hard. You have to care about everything. The amount of enemies you're hitting, not getting hit, taking care of your enemies, like not your enemies, your teammates, taking care of your enemies, taking care of your teammates, trying not to hit them, making sure you're precise with your shots and your movement, because it is an on the rails shooter, but you do still kind of have some sort of influence on where Star Fox's ship is, or what do they call it, the R-Wing. So there is precise movement, precise shooting, and they're asking you to do this with Joy-Con. Like, what the hell? And there is the mouse mode. I don't want to talk about the mouse mode. It's great that there's so many control options, which is awesome, but the mouse mode is the mouse mode. It's cool that the Switch 2 can be used as a mouse. Never have I ever felt comfortable using it Maybe I just need to get the attachment. What are people like expecting you to use the mouse on the couch? Like, but that's not a gripe. I really have no issues. It's mouse control is an optional thing, and it's not really something you can get mad at. But to me, it's just weird. I did want to also mention Kid Icarus, but I don't want to turn this into a Kid Icarus video when it should be about Star Fox. But Star Fox on the rails shooter, it's the same thing. Kid Icarus literally, I think, was inspired by the Star Fox levels. And so playing this just really makes me think, we're getting a Zelda remake. Where's the Kid Icarus remake? Why are they doing this to us Kid Icarus fans? Let me hear all the Kid Icarus fans get up and fight. All 5 of us, let's get up and rise up. I think there are Kid Icarus fans out there. I don't think they're very vocal though. Seriously, I'd like, when you only have one real game, I should say, because there is another Kid Icarus game, but just the Uprising one on the 3DS, that I feel like is Kid Icarus. The old Kid Icarus is still Kid Icarus, but I'm not gonna offend anyone when I say it's not as good, okay? And Kid Icarus on the NES is actually really hard. It's super hard. I don't like it, but I love Kid Icarus Uprising. When I see how Star Fox controls, I don't want to hear the argument about Kid Icarus Uprising having weird controls and they can't bring it over to the Switch. They so obviously can. And when you play Star Fox in the flying levels, you can tell, you can see it right there. So I really would love a Kid Icarus remake. And if they made it Super HD, that's fine with me too. Make it Super HD. Do whatever you want with it. Make Kid Icarus an adult. Make it adult Icarus. It just puts a lot of things into perspective when this is the first kind of remake that they're doing modernly. I don't know how to describe it or if that makes any sense at all. Star Fox being remade like this, and then you get the Zelda announcement too. What is happening? We're getting 3DS games remade. I know they're not 3DS games, but you get what I'm trying to say. Because now it's like, bring Kid Icarus, remake Kid Icarus, do that too. I know there's still F-Zero fans who want their F-Zero game too still, but they got F-Zero 99. We didn't even get Kid Icarus 99, and I think Sakurai did Kirby Air Riders and Super Smash Bros. We haven't heard anything after Kirby Air Riders. Now it's about time. I'm just saying. But enough about Kid Icarus. What are we talking about? Star Fox, yes. Replaying the levels over and over makes you better. Trying to get the medals, trying to get all the challenges for unlockables, which the unlockables in this game are kind of iffy. There's some really cool stuff that you can get, like a banner and an icon or whatever. But then another unlockable is the camera mode emote VTubers, the Star Fox VTuber nation. And when you don't have the camera like me because you don't care to get a camera for your Switch 2 because it's so unnecessary, getting a reward that you can't even use because you don't have the camera is just not really a reward. I wish they did something more with this. I really wish they had some sort of different reward system or something. Give us something, because some of these rewards just don't even feel like rewards. I think the satisfaction mostly just comes from being able to play the game really good, getting those check marks on the challenges. If you're like a completionist and you enjoy that sort of thing, you will love the challenge mode, and just replaying the levels and trying to get the medals. It feels like a way that you're supposed to be playing Star Fox. You're supposed to go into this just kind of sucking at it, and then the more hours you throw at it, the better you get at it. That just feels really good. Like, you do feel badass when you're playing super good. It's just like, yeah, I'm Fox McCloud, motherfucker. I have noticed too from playing online that if anyone picks Wolf or whoever you're choosing and you leave Andrew or Pigma, people will just leave. They don't want to be Pigma. They don't want to be freaking monkey chicken. What am I talking about? Which I totally get. They're ugly and they suck, and I just love it. I love everything about this game. I love that they made it cinematic and realistic looking and weird. I love that the levels are actually really challenging, and then there's an expert mode too on top of it with their own set of challenges. I think you have to clear the normal challenges in order to get the expert challenges, which I think I've only been able to do for Corneria because it's so hard. But when you do those challenges and when you do expert mode and you go and play through the campaign, it's a breeze. But the thing about the campaign is if someone gets downed, or depending on how many enemies you can clear out in that level, is how much your team gets healed by, and so that carries over into each level. And so by the time you make it to the final level, if you don't have everyone with you, it is so difficult. Star Fox can be so hard, and I kind of really like that. I feel like some games from Nintendo have been really easy. If they made it hard or they added a difficulty meter, they just have more HP or something. Like, it's so lazy. But in Star Fox, it's like there's skill. Like, there actually is things that you can do that will hone your skills and make you better at the game. It's kind of weird because I wish they almost had like a nunchuck Wii remote controller style for this, because I feel like that would be really fun, because I know they can sort of emulate a Wii remote with the Joy-Con. I forgot how they did it, but they did it on one of these games. Is it Splatoon? I think it was Splatoon that does that too, where it's like motion controls. Like, you can use the motion controls. Let me know if that's something you can do if you've played this game. Overall though, I was pleasantly surprised with Star Fox. I went from someone who didn't really care or like the game. Same thing with Splatoon Raiders. I'm starting to see a theme here on my channel, but I'm really glad I kept an open mind and played this game. I'm really looking forward to more of the things that they're remaking, like the Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Hopefully we get more games like this, because Star Fox, you can really see why this is such a classic and why they chose to remake this game. It is such a great game with so much charm. I will say it is asking for, you know, maybe a crazy amount for you if you hear the game can be completed in 2 hours and you're like, for that price point, no. I totally get that. If this doesn't seem like a game that you would be down to play, where you're playing the same thing over and over and trying to get better at it, totally skip Star Fox. This game is not for you, especially if you're not the type of person where you like to challenge yourself much with a game. You like to kind of just chill and relax. You can do that with this game. I just wouldn't recommend it for you. Maybe buy it on a sale or something. But for me, I really enjoyed it. I love Star Fox now, and if they make any more Star Fox games, I'm there. I'm right there with them. I'm in the freaking R-Wing doing the barrel rolls. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like to let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more Cyberdachi talking about video games. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.